Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The last 6 months have been extremely good for the opposition in terms of providing it with a number of opportunities to corner the Narendra Modi government. The government's handling of the COVID crisis, the migrant workers issue, a pathetic economy, job losses, and more recently, student anger over the NEET and JEE exams. A lot of opportunities where the opposition could have and has questioned Narendra Modi. However, if there's one opposition leader who has been conspicuous by his silence, by his unwillingness to actually project an image of taking on the Modi government, it is former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav. Well, let's talk a little bit about Akhilesh Yadav first, his past few years, before we go on to talk about his current silence, his current being in the shadows. Akhilesh Yadav came to power in 2012. Essentially, of course, his own youthful appeal, his own charm. But what really helped him win that assembly election in Uttar Pradesh was the fact that his father and his uncles had built a solid organization and had also built this caste coalition which worked in favor of the Samajwadi Party. In 2017, he attempted this alliance with the Congress. We know this famous UPK Ladke slogan that he and Rahul Gandhi together coined, but he failed miserably in that. And in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, he again forged an alliance with Mayawati's Bahujan Samaj Party, which also failed in the face of the Modi wave. Essentially, Akhilesh Yadav's last two electoral outings have been complete disasters, which is why it's even more important for him to grab every small opportunity that comes his way to sort of project himself as a leader worth his salt, to project himself as this young leader who's willing to take on this powerful Narendra Modi-Amit Shah duo. Unfortunately for Akhilesh, he has done none of these things. In fact, he's got so used to these crutches, as I mentioned, how he won in 2012 and how he got together with the Congress and BSP in 2017 and 2019 respectively, that now without a poll, he seems rather rudderless. It looks like he doesn't know where to head. Of course, a lot of our viewers may point out that Akhilesh is working on the ground. He could be working silently, and I'm not taking that away from him. In fact, from what we hear from his party sources, he's in constant touch with his workers through video conferencing. He's made a lot of organizational changes. He's made a lot of changes at the district level. And he's leading the party from the front, just as the party leader should. So that is not the argument. The point, however, is that Narendra Modi and Amit Shah have changed the rules of the game. It's no longer enough, no longer sufficient to just work quietly and silently. This is an era of hyper-communicative, hyper-visible politics. It's important to be heard. It's important to be seen, which is where Akhilesh Yadav is missing. In fact, this comparison between him and Rahul Gandhi, it would be a good place to make that comparison. Rahul Gandhi, who's otherwise known to be so erratic, who's known to be so moody, and who's known to disappear so often, has managed to sustain an aggressive campaign against the Modi government. And Akhilesh Yadav, however, has not been able to do that. If you look at what Akhilesh Yadav has done over the past few months, you'd see complete silence, you'd see his absence. He's of course tweeting regularly, he's active on social media, but that is never enough in grassroots or ground politics. The last visible campaign against the Modi government was during the anti-CAA protests, and that was a good 7-8 months ago, or more than 6 months ago. So really, it's been a while since we've heard from Akhilesh Yadav. In fact, I had written a column in this column only a year or so ago, where I had argued that Akhilesh Yadav is soon on his way to becoming the Samajwadi Party's Rahul Gandhi. But given the way things are going, it seems that he's about to beat Rahul Gandhi in being inept to actually take on the Modi government. The next election is actually very crucial for Akhilesh because he has to prove his political merit. He has to prove that he does have a mass base, and he has to prove that he's there to stay in the politics of Uttar Pradesh. A third election that he uses miserably could well spell the death knell for his politics. Although in politics we know it's never the end. But for a youth leader like Akhilesh, who has his entire political career ahead of him, it's important that he realizes the importance of winning, or at least doing well, looking to perform well in the next assembly election in Uttar Pradesh. And given the fact that the last two elections have been disasters, his silence is fairly inexplicable. Elections in Uttar Pradesh are not even 2 years away. Why is this leader so quiet? Why is he not taking on the Modi government more loudly? And why is he not taking on his own state government, which is headed by Yogi Adityanath, more visibly? So he has a double opportunity really, not just to take on the Modi government at the center, but also to take on the state government. The law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh has been disastrous, to say the least. This should have given Akhilesh Yadav enough ammunition, enough opportunity to attack the Yogi government. But he doesn't seem to be hitting the streets. This was a style of politics his father has practiced. Mulayam Singh Yadav is known to be a street politician in that sense. Akhilesh Yadav, however, seems to be reluctant to hit the streets. All of these crises over the last few months are ideal, are tailor-made for Akhilesh. The farmer crisis, for instance, or the migrant crisis, for instance. Akhilesh is known to be a rooted leader of the heartland. He should have been the voice of the migrants who were returning home. The image of those migrants walking home would actually haunt the Modi government for years to come. Or more recently, the NEET JEE crisis, the student anger. He is a youth leader. Why couldn't he have spoken up for the students? Look at how other parties are sustaining campaigns against the Modi government. Again, I'll come back to the example of Rahul Gandhi. He started this web series, Dharohar. Now, we may or may not agree with his format of attacking the Modi government. We may or may not believe that he's being effective, but at least he's trying, which is where Akhilesh Yadav is completely lacking. As I said, with Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections due in less than 2 years, he needs to be seen more. He needs to be seen as being a street fighter. He needs to be seen as taking on those in power. But it just seems like he's already surrendered to Narendra Modi. For more, log on to our website, theprint.in, to read my column, Politics.